Indiana State football fall camp coverage is brought to you by U.S. Lawn, the official lawn care provider of Sycamore Athletics. Coach Smith, I think this is your first fall camp with new hips, new body, being able to walk around. How you feel?
It's been feeling great, Luke, and it's like night and day from what it used to be. And to be quite honest, if I hadn't got something done, it would be difficult for me to get through it. The pain had got too bad, and fortunately, I found a great doctor over in Indianapolis, and everything feels good.
How about your lunches? Have you found a new place to keep your lunch at all away from Coach Mallory?
Well, you know what? He is the boss, so usually the boss has the last say so, and I do kind of put a little different place now, where I keep my mayonnaise so nobody gets that, and it was a pretty good story.
Let's get to your actual position group. It's a group that you told me a year ago at this time, Luke, if we're not good, then something's wrong. How do you still feel about your group a year later, and maybe how that group's progressed over the last year?
Well, first off, what I said is exactly true. We have not only the good players, but we have great depth. And a lot of guys have played a lot of football, got a lot of good young guys that are coming along, and I think we're progressing fine. I think our consistency in practice needs to be a little bit better. Some days it's not as good as others, and I think that's what separates the good from the great and the great from the elite, is those guys that can put it out there every day consistently. And that's one of the things that we've talked a lot about in camp, is being more consistent every day. So, but from a talent standpoint, from a depth standpoint, I feel great about it. But obviously, you're only as good as what you play, so we got to go out and play.
Sometimes size can be a really big factor. I know early on here that was something you wanted to continue to grow in your time here, to see guys just get bigger, but also still have that skill set from a physical standpoint, from a strength standpoint. How would you compare your group, the depth of your group, and the strength and really the body and the physique that you've been wanting to see?
Much better than it was. Coach McManus and his guys have done a great job over there. And the other thing, the players have done a great job. They've taken it seriously about eating right and maintaining their weights. And from a recruiting standpoint, we've recruited taller guys, more length. There's no knock on anybody that was here before, but we're a much longer team, not only just up front, but overall. But between what Coach McManus has done in the weight room and these guys understanding the nutrition part of it, it's been good.
We've talked so much about Anoka during his time here and where he's improved and continued to have been a leader for this program. In this day and age of kind of how college athletics is, it may be easy to jump ship and maybe go somewhere else, whether it's for a brand or to try to help out your own brand. He decided to stay and wanted to stay here and be with this program. What all aspects do you believe Anoka has improved during his time here, and specifically this last year? What have you been watching and going, man, I'm really excited to see this guy play when we do in 2021?
Well, first off, going back to Anoka not leaving, he's a very loyal person. He's loyal to his teammates. He's loyal to the program. He's loyal to me, and I trust him. So that's one thing about Anoka. You don't have to worry about where his heart is. His heart's always in the right place. And Anoka, again, we're not going to hide from it. Anoka should be one of the better players in this conference, if not not the best player in this conference, and he understands that. And in my opinion, has tried to uphold that standard that we're trying to set for him. And I'm excited to watch him play here within a couple of weeks.
It seems like Gavin Dineen is everything you guys thought he would be, and maybe a little bit more. What's he brought to this position group?
Well, obviously, Gavin brings a lot of physical tools. I mean, he's obviously a graduated senior from Drake. He's not a young guy coming in. And the thing Gavin also has done a great job of is the leadership qualities that he's provided in that room. I mean, it's just like he's been here for 4 or 5 years. And that's what when you try to bring guys in that are 1-year guys or 2-year guys, that you want them to fit what you're already doing. And Gavin has fit that to a T. He's fit in well and has assumed a leadership role, only being here less than a year. So I've been very happy with Gavin.
Going up and down your position group, we kind of talked about those main guys. Caleb Brewer's another when you throw in there with Noakes. But as you go through your position group with kind of the guys you have and the guys you're going to use, what about each of those guys really stands out and why this group can be really good and why you like the depth?
Well, first off, they're talented enough to do that. But secondly, we use an acronym in our room called BOB, which stands for Bander Brothers, and they truly, in my opinion, they live by that. They care about each other, and they really don't care who gets the most reps. They don't care who gets the sack. They don't care who plays the most. They care about being the best they can be as a position group, and I think that's huge, because when you're a selfless player, you're going to be that's what's going to happen, and you see that in this group. Whether it's a young guy with an old guy, they like each other, and they root for each other, and it's not, well, who's going to have the success. It's about us being successful.
I know sometimes health has been a big thing for a guy like Chris Reed, making sure he's healthy and he can get out there for you. But when you look at kind of that next tier of guys, of Chris, and I know Alton's shown a lot of improvement over the last year, and Lucas Hunter played a lot for you back in 2019. Like that mixture of guys, where do you expect them to make a jump, or what are you working with them each day to say, hey, this is where I need you to get better so you can help us this year?
Well, obviously, there's always a guy that's going to be the starter. And the other thing we always talk about, there is no entitlement. All right, just because you've been here the longest or you've played the most, that doesn't mean that you're going to play. It means you have a chance to play. So you got to go out every day and earn your job. And we talk about, okay, this guy maybe, okay, he's starting the game, but we've got 10 starters, we've got 12 starters. The guys that are going to play during that game in some capacity. And whether they get 10 plays or they get 40 or 50 plays, it doesn't matter to them. They know that those 10 or those 40 or 50 are important. And, so it's the depth part of it is great to see. And we'd be remiss in trying to name guys because we leave somebody out. Because we're going to travel 10 to 12 guys a game, and those guys aren't getting on the bus to eat oranges now. They're going there to play.